Good morning, students. In this session, today we are going to see Unit 1 Geography, Asia and Europe. Students, listen carefully. Make a note of each and every important points in your social classwork note. If you have any doubt, make a note of it. The doubts will be clarified on the reopening day. Now, let's see what are all the topics we have discussed in the previous session. In the previous session, we saw about how many continents are there. That is North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Asia, Africa and Australia. From this, we learn about the boundaries and location of Asia, physical and political divisions of Asia and Europe, the physiographic divisions, the climatic conditions of Asia, natural vegetation, the mountains, plateaus, plains, islands, and the peninsulas in Asia. And also, we saw about the political divisions, that is East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, Southwest, and Central Asia. And then the northern lowlands, central high mountains, the southern plateaus, the great plains, and the island groups. Now let's see about the drainage system of Asia. The rivers of Asia originate from the central highlands. The Ob, Yenis, and Lena are the major rivers that flows towards the north and drain into the Arctic Ocean. These rivers remain frozen during winter. Students, on the other hand, South Asia has many perennial rivers. For example, Brahmaputra, Indus, Ganga, and Airavati. Perennial is nothing but continuing throughout the entire year. Which originate from the snow covered high mountains that do not freeze during winter. The Euphrates and the Tigris flow in West Asia. The Mekong rivers flow in the south and southeastern parts of Asia. Yangtze is the longest river in Asia. Yangtze is the longest river in Asia. Students, do you know what is meant by the Three Gorges Dam? The Three Gorges Dam has been constructed across the river Yangtze. It is the largest power station dam in the world. It fulfills 10% of power needs of China. Three Gorges Dam has been constructed across the river Yangtze. Now let's see the climatic conditions of Asia. Asia exhibits a variety of climate. The northern part of Asia experiences severe long winter and cool summer. The northeastern part of Asia experiences cold winter and warm summer and a moderate rainfall of 50 millimeter and 250 millimeter. The south, southeast, and eastern parts of Asia are strongly influenced by monsoon winds. Students, the summer monsoon winds brings heavy rainfall. The west, central parts of Asia have hot and dry climate. The temperature is very high during the day and very low during the night. The areas found in and around the equator have uniform climate throughout the year. Students, the west coastal fringe of Asia receives rainfall in winter and is warm in summer. The areas in India, Maus Senyam, that is 11,871 millimeter, receives the highest rainfall. So, this place is called the wettest place in the world. Deserts. Deserts are found along the western part of Asia. The major hot deserts are Thar Desert, and Arabian Desert. The cold deserts of Asia are Gobi and Taklamakan. The largest desert in Asia is the Arabian Desert. Now let's see the natural vegetation of Asia. Natural vegetation depends upon rainfall, temperature and soil. As Asia stretches from the equator to poles, all the types of vegetations are found here. Some rare species are found in Asia, that is orangutan, Komodo dragon, giant panda, wolf, lynx, bacterian camel, tiger. Now let's see the natural vegetations of flora and fauna. Climatic conditions were high temperature, high rainfall, summer rainfall, dry winter, extreme temperatures, dry winter, warm summer and winter rainfall, long and dry winter, short and cool summer, permanent snow cover. And here the locations, flora and fauna are also given. Students, the fact of a desert is a large area that gets very low rainfall and very few plants and animals. There are two types of deserts found in Asia. One is hot and another one is cold desert. Okay, now let's see about the mineral resources of Asia. Students, Asia has a variety of mineral deposits. It holds an important place in the production of iron, coal, manganese, bauxite, zinc, tungsten, petroleum, tin, oil, and natural gas. The main minerals are petroleum, coal, iron, manganese, tin, and tungsten. Students, Iran has a considerable wealth of mineral resources. The important minerals found in Asia are iron ore, coal, petroleum, and bauxite. Coal is a fossil fuel. Asia has two the largest deposits of coal in the world. China and India are the largest producers of coal in Asia. Students, and you know what? Bauxite is found in India and Indonesia. India is the largest producer of mica in the world. Tin is found in Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Now let's see about the agricultural resources. Only about 18% of the total area is cultivable in Asia. It is because of climatic and social conditions are unfavorable. In the best growing areas, an extraordinary intensive agriculture is practiced. Agriculture is the chief occupation of the people here, that the river valleys in the south and southeast and east Asia have rich alluvial soil. The traditional method of irrigation in Asia is by gravity water flow. The water from upstream storage reservoirs or diversion dams is carried through canals to field distributaries. India has the largest area of arable land in Asia. Most of the West Asian countries cultivate their crops where the ground level is nearer to the surface. The rice and wheat are the staple food crops in Asia. And China are the leading producers of rice in the world, and also in India. The other important rice producing countries are Myanmar, Japan, Bangladesh, and Thailand. Thailand is called a rice bowl of Southeast Asia. Students note it carefully. Thailand is called the rice bowl of Southeast Asia because of the abundant rainfall, fertile plains, and availability of labor. Students, do you know the Banner Rise Terrace? The Banner Rise Terrace were built 2000 years ago by the Ifugos people in the Philippines. It is located approximately about 1524 meter above sea level. Students, do you know wheat is grown in the temperature region of Asia? Russia, India, China, and Pakistan are the leading producers of wheat in Asia. These are widely the drier parts of Asia. And the jute and cotton are the important natural fibers cultivated in Asia. One third of the world's cotton is produced by Asia. And the tropical wet and dry climate is suitable for sugarcane cultivation in Asia. India, Indonesia, and Philippines are the major producers of sugarcane. Students, keep in mind the India, Indonesia, and Philippines are the major producers of sugarcane. India, Pakistan, and a few Gulf countries were the producers of millet. India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand are the important producers of plantation crops. And even dates are produced in the West Asia. Now let's see about the fishing resources. Fishing is an important economic activity in Asia. Students, fishing is an important activity in Asia. It is prevalent in open seas as well as inland water bodies. In Cambodia, Tonal Sap Lake is one of the world's richest sources of freshwater fishing. The Tonal Sap is the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia at the end of the wet season, but is only a large lake in the dry season. When it shrinks to a fraction of its wet season size, stretching almost all the way. Students, Bay of Bengal is a major fishing ground for India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. Fishing is the mainstay of national economy. In Maldives, pearl fishing is a popular in the eastern coast of Arabia. Now let's see about the industrial regions of Asia. Students, in Asia, China, Japan, and India have done considerable progress in industrial development. Hong Kong, Korea, and Taiwan have become major exporters of textile and other goods. In China, Manchurian, Shanghai, Wuhan, Peking, Shenyang, Guangdong, Hong Kong regions are the major industrial regions in Japan. The major regions are Tokyo regions. In India, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Coimbatore, Bangalore, and Chota Nagpur are the important industrial regions. Students, in Asia, these are the industrial textile exporters and other goods. Singapore is the most industrialist of the Southeast Asian countries. Oil is a major resource of Middle East. Now let's see about the industrial resources in China. Industrial development in China began only after the beginning of communist rule in 1949. There has been a complete transformation of the industrial system during the last 60 years. Manchurian Industrial Region. The most important industrial area of China is Manchuria, with the centers at steel industry. Beijing region. A second industrial area has been developed at the northern end of the North China Plain. The industrial complex centered in Beijing region. And Yangtze Industrial Region. This is China's oldest industrial region because the area has been open to foreign influence. Now let's see about the transport resources of Asia. Transport is the backbone of the economic development of a region. Many Asian countries are developing the transport network for the economic progress. Roadway is the most common mode of transport. Students within Asian countries, diesel, trucks, bus and jeeps have been replacing draft animals for internal traffic as roads and highways have been extended in most countries. Students, do you know the motorbikes and motorcycles have also become common in many areas for hauling goods short distances? Among the countries with a well developed inland water transport system are Bangladesh. Now let's see about the roadways of Asia. Students, the Asian highway connect Tokyo in the east to Turkey in the west, Russia in the north to Indonesia in the south, and the total length of roads is 1,41,000 km and it passes through 32 countries. Students, it passes through 32 countries. And the Asian Highway 1 AH1 is the longest highway among the Asian highway network, that is 20,557 km. Students, keep in mind it passes through 32 countries and the Asian highway, that is 1 AH1, is the longest highway among the Asian country and it connects to Tokyo to Turkey. The Asian Highway 43AH43 runs from Agra in India to Matara in Sri Lanka, that is 3024 km. The Trans-Siberian Railways. Now we are going to see about the railway resources of Asia. Here the Trans-Siberian Railways 9258 km is the longest rail route in the world and it is a transcontinental railway line which connects Leningrad and Vladivostok. The Trans-Asian Railway links Singapore and Istanbul in Turkey. The Shinkansen bullet train is a world-famous super express train that runs between Osaka and Tokyo in China at the speed of 352 km per hour. The Indian railway network is the second largest railway network in Asia. Students, keep in mind the Indian railway network is the second largest railway network in India. Now let's see about the waterways of Asia. The Cape of Good Hope route connects Europe to South Asia. The Trans-Pacific route connects the ports of Eastern Asia to the ports of Western American countries. The Suez Canal route passes through the heart of the World Trade Route and it connects the Europe with South and Southeast Asia. Students, note it carefully. The Tokyo, Shanghai, Singapore, Hong Kong, Chennai, Mumbai, Karachi and Dubai are the important seaports in Asia. Now let's see about the population among the countries in Asia. Asia is the most populated continent in the world. Approximately 6/10 of the world's population lives in Asia. The population is unevenly distributed because of various physical features. Students, and you know what? China and India alone covers 3/5 of Asia population. Apart from these two countries, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Japan, and Pakistan and Philippines have more than 100 millions population. Students, keep in mind that China and India alone covers 3/5 of Asian population. The population density in Asia is 143 persons per kilometer. India, Japan, Bangladesh, and Singapore have high population densities. River plains and industrial regions have high density of population, and whereas low density is found in the interior parts of Asia. Students, do you know what is meant by Angkor Wat? It is a World Heritage Site. It was built by the King Surya Varma II in 1100 AD. And Cambodia. Angkor Wat means the city of temples. In Khmer language, it is the largest Hindu temple in the world. Students, it was built by the King Surya Varma II in 1100 AD. What it means? Yes, the city of temples in the Khmer language. Now let's see about the religion and language of Asia. Students, the Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Christianity and Sikhism are the major creeds in Asia, and the minor creeds are Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Shintoism, Confucianism and Taoism are also practiced in Asia. The major creeds are Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Christianity and Sikhism, and the minor creeds are Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Shintoism, Confucianism and Taoism. Mandarin, English, Indonesian, Japanese, Arabic, Korea, Vietnamese and Hindi are the most widely spoken languages in Asia. Art and architecture. See, Asia is a homeland of three civilizations. In history itself, you have learnt about the Mesopotamian civilization, Indus Valley, and Chinese civilization. In history, you have learnt about the Mesopotamian and Indus Valley civilization. These three civilizations, that is the Mesopotamian, Indus Valley, and the Chinese civilizations, contributed to the architectural work at an early stage. Students, among the seven wonders of the world, two are located in Asia only. That is the Taj Mahal in India, the Great Wall of China in China. The people of Yemen built a mud skyscraper thousands of years ago. Students, and you know what? The Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Buddhist temple in East and Southeast Asia, mosque in West Asia, and the temples and forts in India are fine examples of Asian art and architecture. It was built in the Asian countries. You have to keep in mind the two wonders of the world are located in Asia, that is Taj Mahal and Great Wall of China. Let's see the food resources of Asia. Rice, wheat, maize and barley are the staple food in Asia. The dairy products, fruits and nuts are also consumed. In East Asia, bread and noodles are the staple food where rice is not available. Students, you have to keep in mind which is the staple food in Asia. Yes, rice, wheat, maize and barley. What are all the dairy products they consumed? Yes, fruits and nuts. What is the staple food that East Asian people consumed? Yes, bread and noodles. There is no rice in that area. Tea, coffee and green tea are the chief beverages in the West Asia. Meat, herbs and olive oil are the prime ingredients in the food. A drink other than water. Students, keep in mind beverage is nothing but a drink other than water. They will drink tea, coffee, and green tea other than water. Now let's see the dance and music in Asian countries. Dance and music. Students in Asia, Yanji, Dragon Dance, Kabaki are the popular in East Asia. Ramthai in Thailand, Bangara, Kathak and Bharatanatyam in India are also important dances in Asia. Sufi music and Arabic classical music are common in West Asia. Tinkling is the national dance of Philippines. Students, here Yanji, Dragon Dance and Kabaki are the popular in East Asia and Bangara, Kathak and Bharatanatyam in India, Sufi music in Arabian classic music and the tinkling is the national dance of Philippines. Now let's see about the festivals that we celebrated in the Asian countries. The Mid-Autumn Festival, Moon Festival in Asia, Taiwan and Vietnam. Holi and Mahara Sankranti, that is Pongal, in major parts of India is celebrated. And Israel are the important harvest festival of Asia. The Snow Sculpture Festival, that is Chinese New Year, Thaipusam, Diwali, Taiwan, Lantern Festival, Sangkran, Winter Light Festival are also some of the famous festivals in Asia. Let's see today's activity. Mark the following in the outline map of Asia: Ural Mountain, Himalayas, Gobi Desert, and Deccan Plateau. Students, you have to mark this in your social map drawing book.